What a proper way to start off the first episode. And I could, thanks to you putting it on your big screen, I know what it's called, just in case I forget already. Ooh. Yeah. This is what all this podcast got to be. It's just about drinking beer. We changed our minds already.
We could make a career out of that.
Hey, you know what?
I'm already halfway there.
So, very first episode, crack open a beer. Supposed to work out the kinks. Just in case you've never seen me before, my name is Scott Kennard, and the guy that's sitting next to me in his man cave.
My name is Chris Webb.
And Chris, what are we doing here?
Well, trying to figure this damn thing out, I think.
I think we got that part figured out. Yeah, Chris Webb and I decided, you know what the hell, let's do a podcast. Meet us in the man cave. That was actually Chris's, he came up with that, the title of this podcast. So where credit is due. If you like it, well, Chris owns the rights to it. He even put a trademark on
right.
it.
Shit.
That's right.
Keep it simple, right? That's what you always say.
Simple. That's right. And we decided, well, meet us in the man cave. Besides having a few tasty beverages, it's about horror stuff, right?
Horror, cars. We both got a big passion for music, and then just random shit thrown in there. It sounds like
random shit. Lord knows I'm probably better at that than the other stuff. So yes, if you guys enjoy cars, both men and women, that is more or less is Chris's specialty compared to me. I just know how to get in my car, drive it, put gas in it when it needs it, get an oil change when it's required. But Chris, he's more of a specialty in that. But I figured, you know what? They're still cool as hell to me. So you got to add it to this podcast eventually because, Chris, I know you've got some events coming up soon, and hopefully we can get some cameras down there to show it off.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, tons of cool cars, tons of work to be done on cars, tons of just old muscle to brand new JDM cars, whatever people are into, man. I'm into it all. Have fun with it.
And what kind of car is it that you drive?
Me, I drive a Honda Civic, a 2020 Type R.
And you've been doing some work to it here recently, haven't you? Like kind of...
Ooh.
Well, you can explain it better than I can.
A lot. Inside, outside, tuning. I'm really trying to get into all of it. I took a break from cars, but I've been working on cars and I mean, racing cars in Mexico for a long time now.
You have been racing cars in Mexico?
Well, that's what you say. You're in Mexico. You're not on U.S. soil. That way you can't get in trouble.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. You see, I learned something for the first time in probably a month, or who knows. But I've never heard that reference. See, that just proves I'm just a guy who knows how to drive. Well, yeah.
Hey, that's enough. That's enough right there.
And I'm sure that as this podcast grows, the more subjects really related to cars, that particular podcast, I'll learn more about it. And of course, if anybody's watching this first episodes that's into cars as much as you are, then they're getting a good laugh at my, oh, well, I guess I have to do a little shot every time I script on car lingo.
Hey, that's good.
See, I'm just better at random stuff, really. Really am. Just like, I'll save that for the next podcast for a story that I probably never shared with you before.
Uh-oh.
I just had a little flashback of it, and I'll just talk about it some other time. Back to the horror stuff. I mean, if you've watched any Zoom meets that we've done in the past, you're probably used to seeing Chris's background before, or if you have stumbled across his YouTube channel, obviously he's done some unboxings there. And we will definitely touch base on the horror-related stuff, too, when it's always the right time. And who knows, maybe some future guests down the road. But right now, we just got to take it one episode at a time and see what happens.
Work the kinks out.
That's right.
We're off to a good start.
That's right. You know, and my goal is to make sure that when it comes to all these subjects, not just random shit, that I don't bore the hell out of myself and you and anybody else that's watching or listening. Because right now I don't even know where it's going to be available except Spotify. I would imagine Apple, Google, but you know, I'll figure that out. I'll be on Facebook for the first time in years. Does that shock the hell out of you, Chris?
Absolutely does. And I can't blame you for getting away from Facebook. It's a very rough environment there.
Our Facebook page, meet us in the man cave. It's gonna be fun. Those are the rules too. Chris and I both agreed. If you can't have fun joining us or watching or whatever, because we will do live streams too. If you can't be nice, if you can't have fun, then go over to somebody else's podcast and insult them. We won't do. We just won't have that here.
It's got to be fun.
Yeah.
Rule number 1.
That's right. Rule number 2.
Otherwise, what are we doing it for?
Absolutely. You and I both go to our day jobs to deal with that crap. This is no drama here. No drama allowed. No drama is allowed in any man caves unless your beer's warm. Which
no politics, no religion.
None of that. Jesus, none of that. I'm so happy that I did find this silver because it does just like the light. I don't know what I'm talking about now. Just sipping it just made me think back to when I was showing that to you before.
Hell, plug them. Maybe they'll sponsor us.
Yeah, that's right. Because there is more sponsorship that is from what I've been noticing from all the podcasting that I've been listening to and watching. Heineken Silver.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It's because of this microphone. Yeah, I'll try that again. Maybe I can just add it into the edits. Heineken Silver. It's what your daddy drank.
Oh yeah. I got to get some of that. Honestly, I miss light. I like the light a lot.
It is. It tastes just like Heineken Light, and I mean it's 95 calories. 95 calories. I guess it's the stuff part.
Can't beat that.
I got some other stuff, but I'm gonna, since Zach's here, I'll figure, I'll wait till the next, because I don't want to take any chances. Then I got a soccer meeting tomorrow, and I don't want to show up there where I have too many of these and too many of the orange stuff. But really love that to be a good sponsorship there.
Are you gonna crack that open?
What, the Jameson Orange?
Yeah. No, not tonight.
Not tonight. Although it's half tempting. It's just been so damn hot. And I like my whiskey on rocks. So now I'm thinking, ooh, that'll be nice and cool. Nice and cool.
Yeah. Let me ask you. Is this thing too far away? Should I be closer?
Ooh, there you go. You sound much better there.
That's better?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm looking at yours and I'm like, I've got mic envy right now, so.
Basically, a little, and this is something that if you're watching, which, by the way, eventually there's only, I've already talked to Chris about this, and I believe he'll be available on video, but temporarily. Eventually, if you want to watch any of these podcasts, you'll have to go over to our Patreon. So, but right now, you can watch us, envy us, wish you were here. And then if you really like you're going to join us on Patreon eventually. But this is a little tip that I'm going to share with Chris right now. With your microphone, take 3 fingers, put it from the tip of your microphone and about your mouth, and that's technically a good safe spot. And a little bit of an angle too, especially with your C's, your P's, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha. I was hoping the pop filter might pop. I don't know.
It helped. It did, 'cause it wasn't an explosive P. But yeah.
Fair enough.
And another thing too, I'll be taking all my equipment over at Chris's house, and we'll just do a podcast from over there. That might be a good time to do like one of those live stream ones too, which from what I understand, we could do it on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I don't know.
I still think the balcony, man. The balcony would be a cool spot. We can just chill up there. Nice little background in the back.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'd be a definitely interesting lighting situation, that's for sure. Unless we decide to do audio, but I don't know.
That's probably true. I don't know nothing about that.
It's like cars, masks, video could be very, okay, you need this, you need this, you need this. But with podcast, theoretically, the number one thing is your audio, your microphone first, then go from there. Technically, okay. You can do that with video too.
Well, that's good then. I'll be learning about that, and then we'll be talking about cars with you. And we'll trade off.
Yeah. I was going to say, with your deck, if they had a car show like right across, which I know is basically a football field, that your wife would probably say, so that's why we bought this house.
They do have, they have festivals over there and barbecues, and they do all types of stuff right next door. That would be cool too.
No, you never know. You never know, because I know you've gotten the bug of looking at cameras here lately, so you never know.
You're definitely rubbing off on me there.
Keep in mind, there's no such thing as a perfect camera, because if there was, everybody would be going after that camera. It's got to suit your needs. That's pretty much it. I think you'll enjoy it, especially with your wife enjoying photography with that lens. Yeah, she's definitely, because it's just a prime lens. It's it doesn't go from wide range to whatever. It's like you said, it's a 35. So, but you should enjoy it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make that work by next week.
And your masks you may see all the imperfections on them with that lens, because it's got an f-stop of 1.4. With that low lighting, it should come in pretty clear.
See, this is all stuff I got to learn. I don't. I see a camera and I'm just like, oh, that's pretty cool. It takes pictures. That's pretty cool. But I don't know shit about it.
That's one of the reasons, and I really don't want to bore the hell out of anybody that's actually watching this video. I say once you get a camera, it should last you a long time unless you beat the hell out of it. Like Casey Neistat, but he can afford it. But get to know the belts and whistles of that camera inside and out, and before you know it, it might actually take better pictures or videos, because the more you get to understand that tool, the better knowledge you'll have with that and your experience the next time around for your next camera.
I think it's interesting. I've been kind of sucked into the little wormhole of it all, especially since we were talking about doing this.
Yeah, and ironically, I'm using my iPhone right now as a webcam. It's doing the job right now.
All right, we got the boring stuff out of the way. Where are we gonna go now?
Well, I say, since I was obviously talking about the latex masks, I know I was saying something to you about this last week. In a nutshell, I think what I'd like to talk about in the future from time to time, and not all the time, because that could get kind of boring, is from what we know from our amateur experiences when it comes to, let's say, if you own a mask and you can't really afford a mask from an independent artist, how can you improve it yourself? What can you do to basically polish that bad boy? And I know that you yourself, Chris, you've been dabbling in that a little bit more yourself. Lord knows I've had my ups and downs with it, but I figured that would be a good topic to talk about in the future, about any advice or suggestions that we could have to anyone out there that's sort of interested in that sort of thing when it comes to latex masks.
Okay.
And naturally, with your experience, not that we would shy you away from any particular artists, but I'm hoping that we can get independent artists on here from time to time and talk to them about the same questions that they've received constantly from other individuals. Like,
Yeah.
When did you get started in making masks? And what color is white that you put on your masks?
What is your weathering mix? What kind of hair do you use?
Yes. Yes. And it says it's a size 24. Does that mean it's a size 24 around my head?
Is that the jawline or the brow or? Yeah.
And why do you call it? It's like a rum and coke. Why do you call it a rum and coke? Because there's a rum and coke in your drink. Well, why do you call that the white mask? Because it's not black. I mean,
I've never heard that one. That's a bad one.
I'm trying to get the new sponsor to kick in. That's right, Heineken Silver. It's what your daddy's made of.
I'm telling you what, you got a thing going on there.
The Heineken Silver thing.
Yeah, your voiceover. You need to start doing more of that.
I'm going back to my DJ years.
There you go.
That and it's the microphone too. That's helping out quite a bit. All that in the days that I used to do a lot of. Well, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to talk about that.
Heineken Silver. It ain't happening over here.
It's your pop filter there.
That's the problem.
Yeah, we'll also talk about how to talk into your microphone in the near future. You know, in all honesty, that could be something I definitely would probably talk about, or maybe list on another video, other videos from my other. You know what? But now that I thought about it, yes, I'll definitely make sure that in the description of this particular YouTube, because this is not going to be on, my YouTube channel, the bar downstairs. And
okay.
Chris is going to be its own YouTube channel all on its own. And then there'll be what? I'd say about a half a dozen videos that'll be completely available to the public, and then eventually, if they want to see it, they're going to have to join us over on Patreon. But we'll work out all the kinks there. Mm-hmm. But yes, this will be all on its own channel, and I hope that there's not another YouTube channel out there that's called Meet Us in the Man Cave.
You know what? I probably should have checked on that.
We'll just put Meet Us, like you see from others, and especially back in the day, no one knew YouTube was going to be as big as it was. Like when you see someone like, yeah, my YouTube channel's name is youtube.com/Henry1234877-766ZZ. I feel sorry for those people that decided to go with that.
Shit.
That's another thing I've noticed in the horror community, and not that I'm knocking it at all whatsoever. I could watch other YouTubers out there, other live streams, and it's not even horror related. And you'll see the individuals that are hosting the shows, and then they're reading the live stream, from the people that are leaving comments, and it's always a simplified name. Oh yeah, we got one here from Kathy Smith. But in the horror community, it's something like Satan's Crotch 1777. I mean, it's always something like that in the horror community.
That is absolutely true.
That's what makes it so special. And chances are it's probably some old lady that has that call name on it or something. So, yeah, we'll definitely get into masks. And we won't insult others because, believe me, you got to start somewhere. And I'm hoping that Chris and I can help you out on what little we know and hopefully give you out some advice that you could try some things yourself. Because who knows? You may be the next hidden artist out there, And
hopefully get him in.
Chris on what he's doing.
Oh.
I mean, he's actually has done some things. His first few attempts that I was like, oh crap, I got to start all over because I totally screwed that up. So I say, do not be afraid to try it all on your own and do all your due diligence on what you need to start painting your own masks and all that. And then when you say, you know what, I'm still not satisfied, I still want that other expensive mask, then, oh well, at least you tried.
But eventually, you'll probably get to the point where, maybe you can make something that you're happy with and save some money.
That's why I feel that it's important to encourage others to start dabbling in it, because we need more independent artists out there. Not that there's not enough now, but I figure the more the better, because I'm old enough now to remember back to when you could hardly have as many choices as you do today. Granted, this is where social media kicks ass, because we get like Instagram.
It really does.
Yeah. which we'll have our own
really
Instagram
does.
channel there too. But yeah,
I mean, for a long time, I never really knew there was such a underground type of following. And then once you stumble upon it and you start meeting people, it kind of just explodes right in your face, and you're just like, holy shit, this is huge. And there's so many cool people that you can find and everything else. So hopefully maybe we can actually turn people on to certain things. That would be what I would like out of it.
yeah.
Introducing people to other cool artists and stuff like that.
Especially like if you're from the UK and we happen to know someone from the UK that's an artist that we can introduce them to, and they're like, I didn't even know that person was over here. Not that you have to stick with somebody in the UK, but let's face it, everything costs so much more. And I figured right now, that's my thought process. It might be a little bit more affordable, because I know one thing, Chris, I'm sure you have ran across others that are from Mexico or live in Mexico, and it's just so expensive, or in Russia, they can't really stumble across, great, Meyer masks and all that. So, because that's one thing I thought about when I talked to you, prior to all this. You really, other than Chris Morgan's old podcast, you really don't hear a lot of podcasts about this hobby itself. And if there is, I'm just missing it, of course. But I usually hear most people talk about the horror franchises in general, which is fine and great, because Lord knows Chris and I will talk about that, because I've been watching more and more of some of the I want to say B horror movies, or the lower, more or less the independent films, which I'm actually enjoying them more, just because it seems to have some more of original stories to it.
Did you hear that Terrifier 3 got greenlit?
Yeah, actually, when I was setting up our Twitter, that came up. I was just, like, I don't really get on here that much. Let's see what's going on here, and that's where I noticed it. So,
pretty exciting. I'm excited. I like art.
It seems like everybody loves the crew on Terrifier, the actors, the producers, the writers, and I'm like, you know what? If everybody feels that way, then then hopefully, I just wish the best of luck to these people, that the creators for this, because who knows what they may do down the road. They deserve all the success that they get. So there's no.
Yeah, I mean, he started off as an effects artist, didn't he?
I hear like a little bit of each. Effects, makeup.
Yeah,
writer.
I'm talking out my ass. I should have fact checked that. I don't know. I just remember hearing it.
It's like he's a jack of all trades. Like one of my favorites, more of a writer director. I mean, he was definitely, or still is definitely, a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. Is Vince Gilligan, the writer creator for Breaking Bad. The guy is. There's no doubt about I fantasize about him directing a Halloween film, just like I fantasize about Quentin Tarantino. But that's a subject for some other time down the road.
That's a big one.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Better put that in your back pocket.
Oh, I think about it a lot, because right now I'm currently staring at my Reservoir Dogs action figures, and I've got Reservoir out in the living room. So I always just imagine if I was actually sitting at my bar right now, because I watch another podcast on YouTube, and Quentin Tarantino was a guest on there, and they're just sitting at the bar, hanging out, talking, shooting the shit about random stuff. And I was like, oh, my lucky son of a, sitting there with Quentin Tarantino talking about movies and whatever, getting drunk.
See, wouldn't that be just a dream come true, just to shoot the shit?
Yeah, and then I would pitch the Halloween stuff.
You want to remake Halloween 6?
I want Quentin to do one Halloween film. Nothing I mean, if it's Halloween 6 or whatever, I don't care. I just want him to create one, not spinoffs. Because if you think about it, when you watch any of Quentin Tarantino films, it's got a middle, or a beginning, a middle, and end. There's no, there's gonna be a great sequel to this one. Nah. See, Quentin's smart on that. It gives him an opportunity. Oh, I've got a great idea, and he focuses on that idea alone. And when he's done, and then he goes on to the next project.
Is his only sequels Kill Bill?
Pretty much.
That's it, right?
That's I guess you could say it's kind of like a Back to the Future sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know,
The trilogy aspect, yeah.
yeah. Yep, but you know, I should shut up about that because I know I can go on and on and on about Quentin Tarrant. In fact, I'm looking at his action figure right now, Mr. Brown. I'm glad that I hardly see that on eBay.
Is cursing, or should I abstain from that?
We're good. We're good. I guess we just try to have to. I mean, because I listen to enough podcasts where I hear, you know, this drop. So, but some may. If you're,
I should have asked that.
Yeah,
because I'm basically a sailor.
Sorry, I'm going to practice on not using it as much, especially if, let's say, this does happen to be something that we're having more fun with, and it just gets very addicting. And the next thing you know, let's just say hypothetically, certain sponsors come around like Heineken Silver. It's what your daddy wanted you to drink. You know.
Jesus. That went dark.
Heineken Silver, bend over.
Making alcoholics.
It's stuff like that. But I'm thinking, you know what? More sponsors may appreciate us not, you know, F-bombing everything. So just bending over. That's about it.
Yeah.
That being said, we're pretty much almost at 30 minutes right now. So I feel good about this first podcast, Chris.
Oh, shooting the shit, man.
That's right. That's right. I mean, like I said, Chris and I were trying to get the feels here. We didn't want to bore you too much. We figured give you a little bit of taste, and then we'll just see how the action continues to go. Hopefully, Chris is not going to be getting upset with himself later. I didn't hear any of that on that video. Why? No, I'm sure it'll be fine. If anything, I'll just have us do a voiceover later. That would be hysterical.
Oh my God, that's that would be the worst thing in the world you could ask me to do.
Well, yeah, this is definitely going to be a lot of fun. I can tell already. And what days will it be available? I'm not quite sure yet. We'll figure that out. Our work schedule. My goal is I'd like to have at least one of these once a week and all that. That's my selfish personal goal. So we'll just have to see how our work schedule, because Chris has got, you know, he's got more responsibilities on one plate than what I do. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, Chris, but you know, I'm a loser. I don't have a household full of family. It's just me and myself. Well, Zach's here this weekend, but that reminds me, I got a coupon to give you later.
Got a lot of balls in the air. You want to end on that?
Heineken Silver. It's what your balls feel like.
I don't know.
All right, let's end this one. Did it. And I'll hit the stop now.